alcohol content time. Or is it time for alcohol content? We don't know. It's whatever you want it to be. We're back with another episode. We got something kind of limited, something special today, something hot off the presses. But before we get into it, who are we drinking with? We got Ryan.
I'm so excited.
Oh, he just can't hide it.
Wow.
Wow. Simmer down there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's getting hot in here.
It's hot in here for sure.
Yeah, we got Hot Rick.
We got Rick. Cheers.
Hot Rick. Hot Rick.
Hot. And you got me, Austin. And you know what? I'm excited because I got some bottles looking, or what? I'm looking at some bottles that they're not looking at me that I've never seen before. And so what do we got going on?
We have acquired
Oh.
the brand new special release
2023.
from Michters,
Oh, good old Michters.
both Shenks and Bombergers. So these usually come out together. There's once a year special releases from Michters. And as far as I know, these are brand new.
Brand
They're certainly
new.
brand new to our area. I think they maybe have released a couple weeks ago or whatever.
Okay.
But we got a call from.
We got our sources, all right?
Yeah, we got a call saying, hey.
Nobody sent these to us.
Yeah.
Let me just say that.
Yes.
Looking at you, competitors.
No.
We find them out in the wild.
Yep. This was found in the wild. We got it at a liquor store. And they are $110 and $120 each,
yeah.
respectively, something like that.
Yeah, MSRP is between 100 and 120 or whatever. But literally, I was trying to find facts on them today, and there's very little facts on them. But what I did see is already online. These are going, secondary for $200, $250, $300 or whatever, because they are fairly limited releases. So 2,600 bottles of the
2,600
Bombergers,
bottles. Yeah.
which
That's not very many.
which we do have the Bombergers in our glass. Okay, and they are very different. The Shenks is not a bourbon; it's an American whiskey, and we can explain why in a few minutes. But Bombergers is a bourbon, and the official name is Bomberger's Declaration.
All right.
But these are Michter's products.
So the reason why, people know about these. I remember getting these a few years ago when I first found out about them, and being a big fan of both, but both of them being extremely different.
Yes.
Very, very different profiles, and I liked them both for different
so
reasons.
this isn't one versus the other. They're not paired or anything.
They're paired
released-
because of the release,
Right,
but that's it. Yeah.
Well, it looks cool. I like
no,
the bottle.
No age statement, though. No mash bill that we know of.
Oh, really?
So
they don't release it. They're not very transparent. Even though the label looks like they're transparent, there are a few things on the label, but some of the key things aren't there.
In classic Michters fashion, you don't know
Correct.
anything about these bottles.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Michters. I feel like we've talked about this before
I
when
think
we were
we've
doing a
mentioned
rye episode, I think.
Yeah, we've mentioned it.
Yeah.
So really, here's the deal. If you happen to see these, we just want to give you information like they're somewhat pricey. So are they worth it? That's really what we're going for. Just our tasting notes and are they worth it? So this is the Bombergers. It's 108 proof. It's a bourbon. But part of it was finished in chinkapin oak, which it's still
okay, racist.
So it's an American oak, and it is part of the white oak family. So for it to be bourbon, it's got to be an American white oak. And chinkapin is in the family. It's a branch, literally, of the white oak tree. It's just a little bit different, and it'd be interesting. White chinkapin oak is supposed to impart like some cherry and spearmint notes.
So interesting.
So not all of it. So it's still white oak. It's bourbon, but Michters I've noticed they've been putting more and more of their stuff in some chinkapin oak, which the grain is not as tight. So I'm going to assume this is the fact. The grain's not as tight as regular white oak. I'm going to assume that you lose a little more product then because it's breathing a little more heavily.
Which is why they're so expensive.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Lost all that product. Got to make up.
Let me just say, I do like the nose.
Yeah.
I get a lot of caramel, but then I get some spice going.
Oh,
and I
there's
think it's the
definitely
wood spice. It's that chinkapin.
That
or whatever.
Chinkapin's pretty, you mentioned the notes, and then my brain's like, all right, Chinkapin's where it's at.
Yeah, I
don't necessarily get any like spearmint or anything.
no,
But,
I'm
it's
not.
kind of refreshing though. It's not towards the mint, but it with the proof and everything, it
Yeah,
is lending towards that in my mind.
yeah. And the proof is not overpowering.
Like a little bit of citrus.
Yeah, there's definitely citrus on it for me. A little floral,
Yeah.
going on, a little citrus.
I get more floral than citrus.
Yeah.
You've never heard of a lemon flower?
Hibiscus. Hibiscus. Yeah, I like the nose.
Yeah, the nose is nice.
Oh, okay.
108 proof. What'd you taste?
Interesting.
Haven't tasted yet.
Man, if
Whoa.
if I was a betting man, I would have assumed that this wouldn't be Michter's and it would be a Buffalo Trace product because
From
of the
sweetness
mouthfeel
or mouthfeel?
and the sweetness. It actually,
Dude, I get like a rye
I,
like punch to this.
it's very viscous on the mouth,
It is the mouthfeel for
which
sure.
is where I'm relating it to Buffalo Trace a lot.
Yeah.
At the back end, it is 110% mint.
Yeah.
It's like really
There's a little mint
refreshing.
there, yeah.
It's like I just spit out my gum or I just brushed my teeth,
Yeah.
which I did like 10 minutes ago.
oh, there's a good tasting. No, it's
Yeah.
like
No, that was just some leftovers from this morning.
so that's interesting that you bring up the rye because they have malted some of their rye.
Oh, interesting.
Ooh, go back to
Not
the
all
nose
of it,
after
but
tasting
malted
it.
some of the rye. So it is again, they don't give you the mash bill, but it's theoretically it's bourbon, so it's 51% corn at minimum, but it's supposedly heavy on the rye. And part of the rye they malted, and then some of it was put lagered away in Chinkapin white oak as opposed to just regular American white oak.
There is a lot going on here.
Yeah. The second taste is definitely better than the first. And I think you're right with the rye. It's almost how I'm imagining it is someone lit a piece of paper on fire, and the burn that I'm experiencing is it's slowly burning throughout the paper.
Like across your palate.
Yeah.
Agreed.
It's not like a proof burn. It's literally like
The profile just like goes
it's
across.
burning across my palate, and it's really fun. Lots of rye spice.
I was going to say this sort of drinks like if
Yeah.
I didn't know what I was drinking, and
I would have guessed this
I
is
would
a
say
rye.
this is a rye.
Yeah, especially with the spearmint.
There is definitely some mint. I'm not picking up on. I mean, definitely there's a refreshing sort of an overall light mintiness to it on the finish, but I'm not going like, oh, that's spearmint or peppermint or I can't. It's just sort of a general mintiness.
Which I will say, I feel like the 108 proof is absolutely perfect for this. It kind of boosts everything and stays with the whole profile, doesn't overpower, and it's not, I don't feel like it needs more. I think they nailed it with that.
Wow. I don't know how much I would be able to drink of this. It's
intense.
really intense and heavy on the tongue. Really good though. It's balanced to the point, but if you were to have a second glass of this, I'm sure the scales will end up going towards the heaviness because it's starting to build up on me. It's really good though. Like I'm really enjoying this, and quite honestly, I'm impressed.
Yeah,
this
and
is
it's
a fun
not.
experience.
It's to me, it's not. There's just I would not call this sweet. I would
No,
call
no, no,
this
no.
that there's
It's
enough.
heavy.
There's enough sweetness in there to balance some of that rye spice and other things going on.
So that's like when you were talking about the Buffalo Trace mouthfeel,
Yeah.
that's where it diverts completely.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't have that like really sweet cherry or ice creamy kind of thing with it. It's got the mouthfeel, but then it goes away
Yeah.
from the sweet.
right.
But
And I want to because I sort of jumped the gun when you said Buffalo Trace and I went sweet. Because to me, that's one of the predominant things on
Yeah.
Buffalo Trace. But you were talking mouthfeel. That's why I'm doubling back and making sure this is not coming across as. I mean, there's some
No.
sweetness, but it's not. This is not.
The
a
sweetness
sweet-
is balanced
Yes,
with the
yes,
proof,
Yes,
but like I have so much cinnamon left over.
there is
Like,
all kinds
it's
of
all-
spice
this
going
is-
on.
This is just spices dumped into a bourbon, and it's all melding well.
like a little bit of raw vanilla, like real vanilla.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this
Where
is
yeah. Ooh.
this is an experience, which is you don't get too often with bourbons, right? Like something that's unique. This is a fun, unique experience. It hits you at all different angles.
I'm glad that this holds up because I remember Bombergers being really fun, and this is 100% delivering.
Yeah.
And to me, the cinnamon in it is cinnamon bark, not
real cinnamon.
not
stick
cinnamon
stuff.
hot, red
it's like
hots, or
they stuck
Yeah.
a stick of cinnamon in there.
some Saigon cinnamon or
Yeah.
something in there. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So-
and even like the going back to the nose is always one of my favorite things to do. And the cinnamon's coming out, spice, it's all there.
I'm getting
And-
a little tobacco.
Which one was the less expensive one? Was it Bombergers?
In theory, what I read on is the Bombergers is supposed to be a little pricier, but where we got it, which is a large store, right?
Retail, yeah.
Retail store. The Shenks actually cost more.
Oh,
And the
interesting.
Shenks is lower proof.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the Bombergers is fun. It's just fun.
I'm sort of going with you, Austin. This is a really cool experience, but this is one where you pour
Yeah.
a finger or two and share it with friends and talk about it, and then you're done with it for the evening.
Yeah.
Because it's
It's a lot.
there's a lot going on there. It's pretty intense, all in a good way, but
The wood is becoming more prominent now every time I drink, but it fades fast, which is nice. It doesn't just stick around.
wow. And you're right, going back to the nose.
Yeah, you're not trying to have a lot of this at
No.
a time. But for a
This
I
will
mean,
last
if you're
you a long time.
if you're
you get
buying a Bombergers,
Yeah.
you probably have a bunch of whiskey already.
it. Yeah.
Good point.
So you're having just a taste of it, which is all you need.
This
It's
is
so
a
great.
very pleasant and interesting experience.
Fun.
So I would say
Yeah.
the price point, truthfully, even without an age statement and knowing the mash bill exactly, I'm going to say I don't feel cheated at all.
This rarely when you buy bourbon over $100 am I
Yeah.
really stoked on it. I'm stoked on this.
Yeah.
This is super worth it.
This is good.
This is great.
Well, and it fits your rye palate really well, I would think.
Yeah, for sure.
But boy,
That's what I was not expecting. I
the
was not
more
expecting
I
that
have
rye.
it, the more intense the
Yeah.
more intense the wood, the more intense the
Mhm.
spices are getting. So you called it. This
Yeah.
is one of those
One and done.
one and done
Yeah.
for the night. Yeah.
100%. But boy, that one is fun.
Wow.
That one is fun, and
What a
then it's
bottle.
done.
Yeah. That's the Bomberger.
Now we're going for the Shenks. Shenks, I think, is without looking 91 proof, I want to say. So it's definitely lower in proof. It is not a bourbon. It's a whiskey.
American sour
American.
mash whiskey. And the reason for that is French oak.
Yep.
Okay.
They age it in
Not
French
American
oak,
oak.
not American white oak. So, give credit. They don't put it in the bourbon category, which maybe is why they release them at the same time,
Yeah.
because they don't want people to
They'll
forget
get
about
more
this one.
sales.
Yeah. People would buy them both at the same time, like we did.
Exactly. Yep.
So
They
they have
gotcha.
2,900 bottles of this, 2,938, and there's, I think, about 2,600 of the Bombergers.
And also remember, French oak typically gives a lot more to the mouthfeel, a lot creamier, a lot thicker mouthfeel rather than American white oak.
And a strange nose. So these aren't the same. Well, I guess we don't know, right?
We don't know the mash bill.
So these could possibly be the same. I guess it's not even worth even talking about because we don't know.
We don't know the mash bill.
It'd be cool if it was the same, and then this is just French oak,
Yeah.
but it's
And
Michters,
different proofs too. I bet they aren't though.
So, yeah,
I mean, I don't know what they are. They have a
it's just,
similar
the nose is just totally different.
similar color. The Bombergers is slightly darker.
So the reason it's not bourbon is because a lot of the Shenks is put in French oak, which is European oak, and it's actually over by Strasbourg. Actually almost the German Alsace, the German and French border or whatever. But what they do is they dry age that oak over there. So they don't put it in a kiln or anything like that. They dry age it, and they air age it for a lot longer than you normally do, that oak.
Huh.
So this is a really strange note, and I've never ever had this.
I get butterscotch.
I get
Oh,
butterscotch big
really?
galore.
So
So what's your note?
I'm getting a little gunpowder.
That what?
Yeah,
Those French resistance.
For real. And this isn't like I'm getting. It's not like it's only smelling gunpowder. It's like you go to the range and it's afterwards. It's like the scent that's on you. It's not like gunpowder
cordite or something like that.
Yeah, it's like something that would be on your hand from shooting a gun. It goes along with the burn from the alcohol.
There's nothing like the smell of napalm.
Yeah, that's really weird for me. Like my brain is
that is
those two.
That's interesting. So I wonder if that's the French, the seasoned French oak or whatever.
Maybe, but it's not like it's. I mean, I don't mind the smell of gunpowder. But I'm still getting the butterscotch you're talking about, but the burn and the back end, like the deeper notes, are gunpowdery.
That's interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
So
weird.
Again, I think it's 91.2. Non-age stated.
It's so decadent.
Whoa. What?
Yeah.
That's weird. That's like a slippery dolphin. Okay.
If I had a nickel.
Yeah, that's slipping and sliding. All right, folks, you ain't catching this one.
Wow.
That's like I'm slipping on slip and slide.
Yeah. Get the kids out back. Yeah. It's a slip and slide time.
Put some soap on that thing. You're just all over the place.
Yeah, well, yes, I think that's that French oak, right? That mouthfeel.
100%.
Because I get a lot of, truthfully, I get some notes. There's going to be stronger notes, but I get some notes of like some Irish redbreast or something. That mouthfeel and some of the same notes.
Mm-hmm. I see that connection.
But
you get that.
But there's more also going on, deeper stuff.
It's just not quite as like soft pastry. It's more intense, like caramel and dark.
Butterscotch.
Definitely butterscotch.
There's like a astringent bitterness to it as well, which is probably the wood, but
it cuts through the sweetness.
Yeah, it's a strange bitter note, which is kind of fun. I'm trying to kind of figure out what I can relate it to, but
I would say for anybody listening, there is a bitter note, but it's just kind of cutting through how sweet this is.
Yeah.
And because of the mouthfeel, the sweetness is way more prominent.
Yes.
So that bitter note's actually really nice because it kind of balances out how sweet this would be because it's decadent. This is very luscious.
This is a hard one for me to describe. This is something that I haven't really tasted. The only thing that I can think of are the I don't know if it's the BREs or the
Maker's Mark.
The Maker's Mark.
Yeah. BRT.
The BRT.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. O2.
Yeah, the O2.
When the French oak.
I remember the mouthfeel.
That's
French oak.
Yeah.
Yep.
That is exactly what I was like. So I was trying to think like, if you can't find I didn't know if we were going to end the episode with that, but in my back of my mind, I'm going like, I wonder if we can come up with something like can't find them, don't want to lay out that much.
But there's nothing that's not a special release that tastes like this.
Yeah, and there's sweet, but there's other stuff going on too.
It is really light, and it's like once it hits your tongue, it just like it evaporates almost. It doesn't sit heavy, which is funny, and I actually see why they're released together. They are the exact opposite of each other. Like Bomberger's is really heavy, super spicy. This is light and delicate, although the wood sits.
But
with you.
it's not so light and delicate because we did it after Bomberger's, and it's holding its own.
All right, for
you know
sure.
What I mean?
So I guess the experience is it's simulating the feeling of lightness.
To me, it's like the Bomberger's is a really good heavy meal, and then the Shenks is a nice dessert afterward.
Yeah, it's like a dessert at a fancy restaurant.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Of course,
yeah.
Rockefeller over here.
Yeah, this is pinky out kind of thing
out.
here.
Yeah, it's and again, there's a considerable difference in proof, and it's holding its own.
Yeah,
proof wise.
Well done with these pours. You nailed that across the board.
Bam.
No, these are both fantastic. These are the best Michters products I've had, and I've had a number of them, and I've been questioning whether they're worth the money because
they're expensive.
Michters tends to get pretty expensive, and a lot of times I don't think their stuff is worth it. These are 100% worth it. These are so good.
And we don't say that very often for anything that's above $100 for bourbon.
And especially, because like I don't I'm not shelling out for Michters most of the time.
Yeah.
This is the exception to me for their stuff.
The
I
liquid
love
is
this
good.
stuff.
Well, and you know what? Some things that I don't like about Michters is they're super not transparent and a questionable company in general. But
Hot take.
Yeah, for real. There's a whole history of Michters.
I don't like the lack of transparency for sure.
But the juice that's in these is undeniable.
It is. It's good stuff.
That's the hot take.
This Shenks is like sort of the bad cousin to Redbreast. Like, you know what I mean? Like, not bad. Like, it's good juice,
like
but
the
like
bad boy cousin.
Like a bad boy cousin.
Okay, yeah.
Like I'm
leather
like
jacket.
It's got, yeah.
The
It's from the same lineage.
There
but
we
it's
go.
like,
You know what? I take back what I said about Michters. Now that I picture them with a leather jacket, it's totally cool.
They hit the jukebox and it just starts playing.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, not that it matters any, but the names were what Michters were called before. Shenks, I think, started in like 1753 by a Swiss Mennonite named Shenk or whatever.
And there's Shanks, and then there's an even more rare bottle called Shivs.
Shanks and Shivs. Yeah, not really. But Shenk.
Go look for Shivs.
Yeah. Shenk was a Swiss Mennonite like 1753. So this goes way back. And then in 1861, Bomberger bought Shenks. Now, this is Civil War, 1861. Bomberger bought it. And then ultimately that went until Michters bought it.
Did their Michtering.
Yeah. So I
barely know her.
I will tip my glass that they're playing, they're paying some homage to their.
Well, hold on. Don't tip your glass like, oh, that's a cool thing to do. That's marketing.
Yeah.
That's good marketing. Think about Buffalo Trace.
I'm a history guy.
Elmer T. Lee,
yes, I'm a history guy, though.
Yeah.
I'm a history guy.
Whatever. That's how you sell bottles.
Yep.
Yeah, but truthfully, if you
It is
really
cool.
wanted to sell bottles,
it is cool.
You wouldn't name something Shenks.
Why not?
Shenks.
I'd name it
And
Shivs.
Bombergers.
It's Shanks Shivs.
Shanks and Shivs.
Shanks Shivs.
Shanks and Shivs Incorporated. We're starting a new business.
So I'm going to ask you. I know this is not fair because they're totally different. Which one did you like better tonight, right now? Which one did you like better?
I think if I were to have them on something on a consistent basis, I would prefer Shanks. If I want just a one-off like spike of awesome, Bombergers. But honestly, they're both worth it, and they're both kind of just a fun treat. They're both a fun treat.
Yeah. I'm gonna say this. I think I want to try stuff that's more French oak. I think
Isn't it fun? It's fun.
And I want to try some American whiskey that is French oak. Like, where's all that stuff? Is it more expensive? Like, I don't know, but we should be making stuff that's in French oak because what a weird experience.
It is cool that they're doing that because we need more of that.
Yeah.
Because the problem is everyone wants to market something as bourbon.
Yeah.
So once you do that, you can't call it bourbon.
Well, except for Maker's Mark, who puts French oak staves.
Yeah, they stave
so
it.
it's still aged. Yeah. But so that's their workworkaround. But
we need this bourbon bubble to burst, people. Okay.
Yeah.
We need.
Stop listening to us.
Yeah. we need some American whiskey. We need the revolution to happen.
Yeah.
I'm taking Shanks. They're both fantastic, but I'm going all the way on Shanks.
Can you think of anything that would be comparable to Bombergers if somebody can't find a Bomberger?
Oh, I mean, well, if you can't find that, go get something that's also really hard to get. I think you should go. I mean, it's going to be bland. It's going to be a Buffalo Trace product for sure, in my opinion.
See, I would say Four Roses. Select.
Ooh,
I'm gonna
different, super different.
It's different,
profile.
but
for sure. I don't want to go super into this, but
Okay.
you don't get that heaviness. Yes, it's going to be more sweeter, but Buffalo Trace brings something that's very comparable with the heaviness of the liquid. Where I agree with you, Four Roses
super good,
it's
but
super
different.
good, right?
Yeah.
But something that I can only compare it to, I can only compare that to a Buffalo Trace product.
High quality Buffalo Trace. Yeah. Yep.
I would say, I would throw. So I would also toss out their Bookers.
Which I haven't
Some
had.
of the Bookers.
Okay.
I haven't had a Booker.
Some of the Bookers.
I mean, long story short, people, if you find these, snatch them. Absolutely snatch
so
them.
good.
I mean, if people are bourbon hunters, they're already looking for these probably.
Yeah.
But these are, we're pretty snobby, and these are super worth it.
Yeah. See, the trick is now you have to hunt the bourbon hunters.
Ooh, that's fun.
See, that's how you
The
beat
most
the bubble.
dangerous bourbon game.
Yes, that's how you get the balls you need. You just follow them to
That'll
the
burst the
store
bubble.
and wait for them to
There
come
you
out.
go. Trip them. Yeah.
All right, folks. That's it. It's over. You either get it or you don't.
Thumbs up.
If you see it, you probably get it because you got that money burning. in your
Don't
pocket.
rob us.
Don't rob us, please. Don't hunt us, but we can help you hunt them.